Hello, friends. I pray you're well. My name is Will Davis Jr. I'm the senior pastor of Austin Christian Fellowship. Today is Thursday, the 18th of June. The year is 2020. And this is your daily ACF devotional. I want to talk to you about the hope of righteousness. The hope of righteousness. One of the coolest little verses in all the Bible, to me, is Galatians, the 5th chapter, verse 5. I love this verse. This is for all of us who want to try to impress God or earn our salvation or prove our righteousness. Okay, ready for this? For through the Spirit, by faith, we ourselves eagerly wait for the hope of righteousness. Paul puts the entire deck of cards on God in making us holy. He's pushing back against the move in the churches in the Middle East, Galatia, etc., that were embracing circumcision. You have to become a Jew to become a Christian. And he's like, you can't do that. He says in verse 4, you've fallen from grace if you try to do that. So here's his definitive. Through the Spirit, it's the work of the Holy Spirit. By faith, we have to believe that God is going to do this for us. We ourselves eagerly wait. How do you eagerly wait for anything? I guess like Christmas morning, you're eagerly waiting for the chance to go open presents. Through the Spirit, it's a work of the Holy Spirit. By faith, we eagerly wait for the hope of righteousness. Righteousness is a hope. I love that Paul puts so much emphasis on the role of the Holy Spirit and our submission to Him and our waiting. It sounds a lot like Philippians chapter 1, verse 6, he who began a good work in you will complete it until the day of Jesus Christ. That's what Paul's talking about here. Now, it doesn't mean we don't have some responsibility. I have to give the Holy Spirit permission to work in me. I have to be open to His nudgings and His leadings and His promptings and even His rebukes and His convictions. I have to do my daily I have to be engaged in my daily dieting of His Word and prayer and meditation and letting His Spirit move in and on me and through me. But it is a 100% posture of dependency. I'm going to say that again. The work of the Holy Spirit in making you holy for you is a 100% posture of dependency. You give Him permission, you make Him available, and you wait. You wait for the hope of righteousness, and you have faith that He'll work in you. And as He does, you play along. You don't resist His promptings. You give Him runway to build on, land a plane on, and you let Him land that plane. But it is all His work. And so I hope that takes some pressure off of some of you guys who are on that treadmill of performance, working so hard trying to make yourself worthy to God. You can't. You're already worthy. And the Holy Spirit has given you a promise that He will, by the Spirit, through faith, as you wait for the hope of righteousness, He'll make you righteous. Big, deep breath. Yay, God. So we had to, for reasons I will not go into at the moment, we had to postpone our Ask Any Questions class with Daryl Horton. We're probably going to do it next week. I apologize for that and the late notice on it especially. But the questions that were coming in it's going to be an amazing hour with Daryl. We had great questions about racism and all stuff going on. Black Lives Matter, all of that. It's going to be very good. We'll let you know when it's coming back, hopefully next week. I am not going to record a new message this weekend. We're having the outdoor event at 4 Points at 10 a.m. and we're going to live stream that, and we think that's probably enough. But we are going to continue to promote and ask you to watch the message from last weekend, because based on our numbers, not all of you have watched it yet. And that's a word for our church. And so I'm going to just say, hey, if you haven't caught up, watch the message from last weekend. If you haven't seen the interview with my friends, watch those two messages. And then we'll wrap up our discussions, hopefully, God willing, on racism next weekend with the What Do We Go Do message there in the last part of June. I'm proud of you. I'll see you this weekend, 10 a.m. Really, cases are up in Austin, so please plan a social distance. You'll come in, you'll park your car, you can back in so you can tailgate, you can sit in a pickup truck. We're going to ask you to behave yourselves, and I'll be the chief one having to behave. Trust me, I'm going to want to hug all of you, but we're going to have a great worship event. Go to the bathroom before if you can, because we're not going to have a lot of bathroom access in our building because of the crowds and COVID. I mean, you can use it if you have to, but try not to. Stay in your cars, practice social distancing, but let's come blow doors and some worship. It's going to be a great event. Love you guys. I'll see you this weekend.